What up, Robby Clips? My name is Robby, the dude, the man, the boy himself, that's me. Today's the last day of Craftoween, so if you guys want to watch today's video on my main channel, feel free to click the card over here or down in the description down below. But anyway, we decided to put together a giant compilation of all the mask videos I did. Hope you guys enjoy me painting a bunch of masks. Happy Craftoween, guys! Okay, guys, so I'm actually going to be working with a new tool today. I'm learning a new craft. So I actually got this airbrush today, and I've never airbrushed anything in my life, but I've always thought it looked really fun. Anyone who's an experienced airbrusher, feel free to yell at me down in the comments and tell me what I'm doing wrong, because I love to learn. It's kind of loud, so I already apologize for how loud it is. I'm also going to be wearing a mask, so it's going to just sound really muffled the entire time. This way I don't inhale the paint, but it's going to be really loud, and I really apologize. So the first mask that I'm going to paint is probably going to be the easiest one. I'm doing Jason from Friday the 13th. We're starting off simple, and then we're going to go a little bit more complicated. So it looks like the first thing he did actually was add a solid layer of white primer to the whole thing. I kind of want to sand this down a little bit, that way the paint will actually stick. Let's go ahead and dust this off a little bit. Okay, that's nice and scuffed up. Now it's time to paint it. Okay guys, the Jason mask is all primed and ready to go. It looks exactly how it started basically, no real difference yet, but we're about to change that. Like I said, I've never used this medium of craft before, but I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I spent $400 at Michael's today so that I could do this. I bought all the different kinds of paints. I'm so excited. I'm ready to go. So like I said earlier, I'm gonna be wearing a mask, so I apologize if it sounds like I'm really muffled. And also you're gonna hear this annoying thing in the background. So basically, from what I understand, is you take the paint that you want, then you put it into this little bowl thing right here, put the cap on. I have to get my gloves on. I don't want my hands to get covered in paint. Okay guys, here we go. So the first step to using this airbrush is I have to make his mask look really dirty. Oh shoot, I forgot I had pink in here. Oh, that's a little better. I put like a brownish. There's still so much pink, that's so funny. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of cover the mask in like this brownish tint. Okay, so now that I'm all done with that, it looks like they went in with a paintbrush. They just started doing this. Oh no, I think I messed up. I don't think I'm doing it right. And all the bristles are coming off. I'm gonna try it this time with this brush. Oh my gosh. This was the brush I was supposed to use. I now see the error of my ways. I mean, it still looks kind of cool, but I'm gonna have to touch it up. So now I'm gonna go in with some brown acrylic paint, and I'm actually just going to brush it on this time. Fun fact, guys, I got this paint when I was in high school. I got this from my art class, I'm pretty sure. And that would have probably been close to like 10 years ago now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this paint is like 10 years old. And it looks pretty good still, not gonna lie. Oh wow, yes, I like how that's almost just like mud in the eye holes. That's looking pretty sick already. I'm liking this actually. And then we're gonna break out the old airbrush again, but this time we're using black. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a piece of paper. That way I don't get my desk all painted on. I mean, it's already pretty painted on, but I don't want it more painted on. Just a little bit of black on the outside to kind of like give it a little bit of shadow. Yeah, and I'm actually pretty happy with this so far. And then it looks like I'm supposed to scrape out some of the spots so that it looks like, you know, this is all the mud and it's being like scraped off. So I need to go in with an X-Acto knife, just kind of like scrape it off. Yeah, like someone just scratched at him and this is what like protected his face. Go in and replace some of that black. Yeah, looking pretty creepy. Then we have to go in with some masking tape. I feel like I should do this after he dries actually. So I'm gonna let this dry for a second and then I'm gonna mask it off so that I can put the red part. Now that the paint dried, we're gonna go ahead and mask it off a little bit. I don't know where the exact marks go. I guess it's like right here on his eyebrow, like right below it. Let me do another one. Yeah, that looks about right. And then there was the red kind of like spots underneath his face right here. Okay, we got all that masked off. And then they got a little bit of liquid latex and they kind of like painted just a little spot. From what I understand, this will make it so that the red won't go on these parts. I could probably also get the same effect by scratching it out. So if you don't have liquid latex, I wouldn't worry about it. Let the latex dry for a sec.
2 very boring minutes later.
Now that the latex is dry, I'm gonna go in and paint it again with the airbrush. And I'm gonna use this beautiful red. I don't want to say a blood red, but it looks very good. It looks very vibrant. That's what I look for in a red. While the paint is still a little bit wet, I'm gonna peel the masking tape off. It's a little bit derp. I could have probably, I don't know, I think I can put a little bit more red in there. And also, this part right here is a little bit low, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna make these just maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see if that did the trick this time. Ooh. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm digging this. This eye is a little bit high, but you know what? This still looks sick. I like it. Maybe just go in and kind of like, you know, just scrape it off. Yeah, and I think we are about done. This looks awesome. Let's try it on. Wow, I'm actually really impressed with how this turned out. Like, it actually kind of looks like Jason's hockey mask. Yeah, what do you guys think? I like it. Good job, me. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so we're starting out as metallic skull mask, and we are going to try and make this bad boy into Jack Skellington. I think it should be pretty easy, you know? He's just, I'm painting it white, maybe doing some black. Easy peasy. But they didn't have a Jack Skellington mask at Spirit Halloween, so if you want one, there's an easy way to do it. So Jack has a white face and then black around the eyes. So first thing I'm gonna do is paint the whole thing white. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and start adding all the features that kind of make him Jack, like his dark eyes. And there we go, our Jack Skellington mask is done. So this is what my mask looks like, and this is what Jack actually looks like. I think they're pretty close. I mean, I did the best I could with how the skeleton head was shaped, so, you know, I think it looks pretty dang similar. Now let's try it on. Boopity boop. Wow, I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I used kind of like a chalky paint for this too, so it actually kind of looks bone texture as well. What do you guys think?
Scary, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
I think this turned out really fantastic, actually. The face is a little bit long, but you know, I did what I could with what I had, and that's all that matters. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. I think I did a pretty good job on it, but, you know, I might not have. Anyway, let's do the next mask. Okay, guys, I'd like to start off with this freaky foam clown. You know, this is cool and all, but I feel like we need to make it look like Ronald McDonald. So, you know, first things first. Oh. Don't need that anymore. Then I'm gonna take off the hair, if I can. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. It's stitched on. It's okay. All you gotta do is grab an X-Acto knife, and we're just gonna take it very slowly. Just go behind his ear, maybe whisper some sweet nothings. And then we're just gonna go straight into it. Now that our happy clown man is nice and relaxed, do a little bit of surgery, giving him a haircut. Ooh, you know what? I could also make this look like the Joker too. This would make one hell of a Joker. I've already done the Joker, so I don't need to do the Joker. But you know what? I like the wig. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, guys, is do what I always do, and that's start from square one. We're gonna paint this guy completely white and just completely start over. So it looks like Ronald's face is really not that much different. I mean, this one looks a lot scarier, but I feel like I can do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and start off with some red, and I'm just gonna start off by doing all around his mouth. Not bad. Now we're gonna do his red nose. Ronald the red-nosed clown had a very funny job. He had to sell some hamburgers, otherwise he'd let people down. I'm gonna go in and paint the black outline around his lips, and then he actually has some eyeliner. So we're gonna go in and give him that. I messed up twice. I messed up here and here. Dang it. I'm gonna have to go in and touch that up. And then he has some like triangle guys going down. See if I can do this without butchering it. He also has some eyebrows, some very happy looking eyebrows. He has them really high up there, so I'll just kind of do them right here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to go in and touch a lot of stuff up. I got some spots. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna do the eyebrows. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I touched it up, and in my opinion, I think it looks a lot better. I put this red light behind it for a dramatic effect. But one small oversight, I forgot to fill in the teeth. It's just one giant white mask, and teeth aren't like that, so I need to go and fill these back in. Okay, guys, and his face is now complete. Now we simply have to glue his hair back on. They stitched it on, but, you know, we're not that fancy, okay? Oh, yes, Ronald McDonald. Where a kid can be a kid. Wait, that's Chuck E. Cheese, my bad. Let's just glue this right on. Very carefully. You don't want to get burned by this hot glue. Like I... Ah! Like I do. Ah! I always get burnt by the hot glue. When am I gonna learn my lesson? It's not a Robby video unless he burns himself with the hot glue gun. That's what I'm told, at least. By people that I've told that to. And we're done! I think that this turned out pretty fantastic. Oh yes, a very creepy Ronald McDonald mask. Do you guys think it looks like him? This is my version. This is Ronald the boy himself, the man, the clown. Now it's time to try this bad boy on. What do you guys think? Am I a creepy clown boy? McDonald's. Oh, sorry, I lost my cool. Yeah, guys, this is how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty fantastic. Anyway, let's go on to the next mask, shall we? Okay, this is already kind of a freaky one. I don't know how I'm gonna make this any better, but I'll give it my best shot. So I guess the first thing that I should do is paint the entire thing white so that it gives it a clean slate. And I have to start from level 1. Okay, guys, it is, oh man, I missed the top. I mean, it's mostly painted white. I think I'm gonna not use the airbrush next time to paint it white because that took literally like half an hour to do. So I'm probably just gonna use a paintbrush for the other ones, but oh my gosh, that's so much more efficient. Why didn't I do this before? Oh my goodness. It does use a lot of paint though, admittedly, but it gets the job done real fast. Okay, that's so much better. It's blending into the background. That's exactly what we wanted. So now for the fun part, I have to figure out what direction I'm going with this. So I was actually looking up scary faces on Google, and this is already surprisingly very similar to what pops up. And then after that, it's actually the mask I'm working on. Kind of funny, this is literally like the 5th search result right on there. And then I kept scrolling, scrolling, and scrolling, and scrolling, until I saw something like this, and I was like,
you know what? That kind of actually looks like Venom from Spider-Man.
So I guess basically we're gonna make this into this, which kind of makes me sad because I just painted this whole thing white. Now I have to paint the whole thing black. So I guess I'm gonna start out with these super crazy looking long teeth. As you can see, he doesn't have crazy long teeth. So I'm gonna take some of these acrylic nails that I bought on Amazon. They're already super sharp looking, which is a giant plus for me. That means it's less work for me to do here. But they're a little bit too long, so I'm gonna have to cut them down a bit. Yeah, that looks a little bit closer to what we're going for. And obviously, they don't need to all be the same length. That's the beauty of Venom, you know? His teeth are just so jacked up. Like, you know that man has not been to a dentist in years, okay? So now I'm gonna carefully hot glue all these teeth right into place. And then I'm gonna add even more teeth. I'm just gonna shove in as many teeth as I can. We're doing the opposite of taking out wisdom teeth right now. We're putting in more teeth than you need. Yeah, and that's pretty much all the teeth I can really fit in there right now, so I wanna make the gums look as real as possible, so I'm actually gonna go in with some liquid latex to kind of help fill in and really make it look like these are real teeth. Now we let the latex cure for a bit.
2 hours later.
Okay, so the next thing I noticed is he kind of has like sunken in eyelids. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to kind of like trace his eye like that. More like how he has it. Is it kind of like go back there. And he does it again on this side. And using my hot glue gun, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and kind of like raise everything around it to give him more of this concave kind of eyelid thing. I'm just gonna go in and layer by layer build up all this hot glue. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that side turned out. Now do the other side. Yeah, looking pretty good. Venom has all this like slime stuff around his face, so I gotta add all that. I'm gonna do that also with the hot glue gun. Just really, it doesn't have to be perfect, this, at all. Just kinda, you know, put the hot glue just right on there and just make it look like crazy slime just coming out of his face. Then I'm going to, that's right, you guessed it, add even more latex. I want this to look as leshy as possible, so we're just gonna cover up the hot glue with this latex to kind of help it give it that more like flesh feel, you know? Okay, so now it's time to paint it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get some of the silly putty and kind of block off the eyes so that I don't get any paint inside of the eyes. Now I'm gonna go in with some of this black acrylic paint and just start putting the black paint basically everywhere that isn't the mouth and the eyes. Oh, this black acrylic is perfect. Exactly what we needed. So now that our paint is semi-dry, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the silly putty. Okay, that turned out cleaner than I thought it would. The other one. Wow, this is looking pretty good so far. I'm really happy with it. So I guess the next step that I'm gonna take is the eyes. Because the eyes are truly the windows colors to the soul, they say. Yeah, looks pretty wild so far. Now I have to work on the mouth. So it looks like he has very basic red gums. So we're just gonna take some red paint for his gums. It's gonna require one of the smallest brushes I have. So I'm gonna have to really just get in there and have to take my time with this. Mostly because I don't want to stab myself, if I'm being frank with you. And there we go. This is how it turned out. I mean, I got a little bit sloppy on the teeth here. I'll probably go back and wipe all this paint off later, but in the meantime, let's go try it on. I just want to say, guys, oh my gosh, I think this is probably the best mask I've made so far. I think it looks sick. Like, this actually kind of looks like Venom if he had his mouth shut. Let's try it on. Wow. Oh yes, look at the detail in that Venom slime. I'm gonna get you. I don't know if that's funny or disturbing. Anyway, guys, I think I did a pretty good job. Well, on to the next one. Today we're gonna be trying to make this pig head mask into the Roblox piggy. We also got a bat and I ordered a dress. So if you guys want to see me in a dress, stay tuned to the end of the video. Anyway, let's get painting. So it looks like the Minecraft piggy is a really nice shade of pink like this. So I'm just gonna do an all around pink paint job and see how that looks. That's a very light pink. Okay, so now that this is completely pink, ooh, this is a nice shade of pink. I kind of like it. It's a lot less scary than the last paint job. So now we simply have to go in and paint the black around his eyes. Let that black paint dry.
1 hour later.
Now we just have to paint his single red eye. Maybe just a little outline. Almost like he has mascara. Well, his is a circle, so we're gonna make this into a circle. And there we go! We have ourselves a real life DIY piggy mask. Let's try it on. It looks pretty fantastic. I mean, it's not as cartoony looking as Piggy, but it kind of gives it that uncanny valley, like, really makes it creepy, you know? So I think it's a perfect vibe. So, let's try it on. Oh yes, it smells like spray paint in here. You know what? The little amount that I can see in my monitor looks pretty good. But you know what? I think I need to add a bat. So let's go and make one really quick. Okay guys, now I have this foam bat. It looks like metal, but it's actually foam. Would I be able to do this if it was a metal bat? I mean, maybe. I am pretty strong, but it wouldn't bend back like that. Anyway, so unfortunately, Piggy's bat is not a metal bat that's all rusted up like this. It's actually a wood bat, so I'm gonna paint this to look like wood. Okay, I think this should be pretty easy. Just gonna go in and give it a nice brown base, because wood is brown. I'm gonna flip this over. That way I can hold it with my left hand and paint with my right. And just like that, it already kind of looks like wood, just from the brush strokes. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of black paint in there, just to kind of go in and give it a little bit more grain. Then we're gonna do the little nub part, and I think that ought to do it. Or should I say, that ought to do it. I'm so sorry. Anyway. Yeah! We have our bat. Now there's one thing we need in order to really pull this thing together. I went ahead and one day this red dress on Amazon because Piggy actually wears a red dress. Don't even need this pumpkin shirt anymore. If you guys want to buy that shirt, I'll put a link to it down in the description down below. But anyway, I made sure to get the exact looking dress that Piggy has, and I think we really nailed the look. There we go. What do you guys think? Yeah, like that. And this is our Piggy costume. I guess I'm gonna have to say that this one worked. Okay guys, this is going to be the most difficult one to paint. And the reason I say that is because it has all these little glowy things. I mean, they barely really glow, but they have all these line things. It hooks up to a battery and then it glows in the dark, and I have to somehow not paint over these. That's gonna be interesting. I think I'm gonna mask it off first, and hopefully that'll be good enough. Yeah, I don't know how effective this is even gonna be. They used like a clay to kind of help things not get painted on, so I might do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a little bit of this blue clay that I have. Yeah, just wrap it around. I don't know. I'm not getting a good feeling from this, so I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and mask it down the middle and make it so that it's like a half pink, half blue bunny, because, you know, that's my aesthetic. I'll start off with the pink side first, and then I'll go over to the blue. Time to take off the tape, and hopefully this line is straight. Well, I mean, it got a little messed up right there, but besides that, pretty good.
A few moments later.
Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and mask off this side. I'm gonna do a little bit better of a job this time. That way we don't have this problem again. It also feels like it's slightly off. It's kind of cool though, but do I want it exactly in the middle? I probably should. Actually, I'm gonna do it right here, and then I'll fill on the rest of the pink with a brush, or I'll do it afterwards when I have to go touch it up. And now we paint the other side blue. Okay. Hopefully this turned out nice and clean. You know what? I'm not mad at the white stripe going down it. It kind of looks cool. I might paint it to be black though, and then, I don't know. Actually, not upset with this. I think I'm gonna give it some contrasting eyeshadow, so maybe some blue on this side, pink on this side. It'll look pretty cool, so I wish I didn't clean out my airbrush already. Dude, I'm so tired. Like, I've been up since 9 a.m. It's almost midnight.
12 o'clock midnight.
While I have the blue in my airbrush, I might as well also do the ears. I'm gonna use the silly putty method that they used earlier. Really clever. I wouldn't have thought of that. They really know what they're doing here. Who knew that silly putty would be such a good airbrush tool? Now we're gonna fill this in with blue. Okay, now I'm hoping that this line is clean. Oh, that's pretty clean, you know? It's good enough. Now we gotta work on his teeth. I don't know anyone who has pink and blue teeth, so I'm just gonna use the old silly putty method and just, you know, put it right around there. Get it on everything but his teeth. I'm gonna use this paintbrush to kind of push the silly putty down. But yeah, that should just about do it. Okay guys, now for the final touch on this, I'm gonna put a little bit of black on the inside of his eye just to kind of like help shade it a little bit. And that ought to do it. Wow, this turned out really awesome. Okay, now it's time for us to try it on. So this was the only one out of the masks that is kind of like original. Like, he didn't repaint one of these. I repainted this myself to kind of look like, I don't know, kind of like fit my aesthetic with the pink and blue. It looks really cool. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Originally, the white line was an accident, but it looks legit. Like, because rabbits usually have like the white line going down. It also kind of looks like Mr. Beast a little bit. Oh, maybe from this side better. Yeah, that looks like him. There we go. This is his other channel. What is it? Mr. Beast Gaming? I forget. Yeah, wow. Pretty cool. Wow, fantastic job. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Each one of these took me around like an hour or two to paint, and I didn't spend like a crazy amount of time on them. And this was my first experience using an airbrush, so that was interesting. Anyway, lots of fun, highly recommend it. If you guys decide to try it, tag me in it somewhere. Instagram, I don't know. At Robby Epic Sauce on everything. Anyway. Okay guys, so we're gonna start off with Mr. Marshmallow here. And the best part about this one, wait, it says try me. Does this not glow? No, I destroyed it. I messed up. Oh, I just have to unplug that. Here it is. It's glowing, trust me. Just not very bright. It was brighter before for some reason, but now it's not very bright. Anyway, this one also glows. First step I'm gonna do, as always, take this guy off. I don't need that anymore. And then I'm gonna take this bad boy off. That way I'm not swinging it around. Then I'm gonna take some masking tape and mask off his eye holes. The masking is one of the most important things, if not the most important thing when painting. Because if you don't mask it off correctly, you're gonna get paint everywhere. And it looks like we're all ready to paint. So I was looking at all the Spirit Halloween marshmallow masks. Whoa, this one's awesome. I should have gotten this one. They didn't have it in the store. I think it's full head too. What? This is awesome. This doesn't light up like that. I almost want to paint it like this now because that looks freaking sick. Anyway, I was looking at all the Spirit Halloween masks that they have, and they don't have this mask for sale anywhere. And I've seen it all over Google search. But now I'm starting to have second thoughts on how I should paint this. I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling and just go with this rainbow color, actually. Should I? I don't even know. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go with this one. So we got it all masked off, and dang, I should have actually sanded this down first. So I guess that's actually gonna be the next step. I can't paint yet. The inspo, because I regret not buying this one. I could even add little lights in here afterwards too. You never know. I'm pretty crafty. Anyway, I'm just gonna get to this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Now I'm gonna start adding some pink. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's look nearly as clean as the one at Spirit Halloween. But you know what? I'm gonna let the paint dry a little bit because it keeps blending in and making this pink into more of a purple. So off to the drying you go.
One eternity later.
Now that this guy's dry, I'm gonna go in and lighten up this blue a little bit because I kind of want it to pop, you know? I tried, okay? I do like the pink eyes, that looks cool. Maybe it'll look better when it fully dries and fully cures, but you know, that's not bad. I might have to just go in later and just kind of clean up the paint with like, I don't even know. I don't know what I need to do here. Okay guys, so I'm not really getting the kind of blue that I want, so I'm actually gonna go in with this acrylic paint instead and kind of just dab it all over. Honestly, I have no idea what direction I'm going at this point. Put a bunch of blood splatter on him. Okay, now I have to let this sit and dry for a little bit. It is completely just covered in paint. It definitely looks a lot cooler in my opinion. I'm excited to see how it looks without the tape in the eyes.
Meanwhile.
Oh my gosh, guys, look at underneath. Oh wow. We gotta just get in there and just clean that up. Just so you guys can fully appreciate this. Put it on a white background. Yes, looks pretty nice. Now we're gonna take the tape off. Paint is still a little bit wet, but you know, it's okay. Oh no, I got paint on it. This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. Regardless, it looks really cool. Well, let's try it on, shall we? Boobity boo. Wow, I'm actually impressed with this. This looks really sick. It came with like a head strap thing, I guess, but I don't know how it's supposed to stay on. I think I'm missing part of it. I turned on the lights. It has different modes. You can't even, here, let me turn this off. It's cool, I guess. They need to make the masks lighter in my opinion. But you know what? I think I did a pretty good job on this. I wish I could attach it to my head so I could dance around with it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to hold it the entire time. That's lame. I don't want to hold it the whole time. I just need string or something. Tape. I'll use tape. There we go. I made a head strap out of bright green tape. It almost goes with it. Ha-ha! Okay, let's do our dance. So this is the original, and this is mine. What do you think? Did I do a good job? I think I did a good job repainting it. So I'm gonna have to say that this one was a success. Tell the comments down below, let me know. Do you guys like marshmallow? Do you like my mask? Should I make more mask videos? If you guys want more mask videos, leave a like. That way I know you guys want more mask videos, okay? Anyway, let's go on to the next one. Okay guys, so we got this Plague Doctor mask. Take that off. And it's a pretty simple mask. It kind of looks like leather. We got the stitches down the middle. We got like the clear eyes. I think we can do something about that. But I think the first thing we should do is paint this guy. But I kind of want to do the same color scheme as my bunny that I did right here. Maybe switch it up a little bit, do the opposite. I don't know. But then I could do like a pink eye and a blue eye. We could do something, just, you know, have fun with this. Easy peasy. So the first thing I need to do probably is make it so that this thing's not flapping everywhere. And to do that, I'm gonna use some of these grocery bags that I just kind of had laying around. Just sort of shove them in there. Just like that. You don't want to overfill it though, otherwise your mask is going to be kind of stretched out. And there we go. That's definitely paintable now. So now that we did that, let's get to painting. I also forgot that I need to tape out the eyes so that I don't paint on the little eye hole, guys, because that would not be good. Okay, and now we can start painting. As always, I'm going to start out by giving it a base coat of white. That way I can make the colors really pop. Now, for the actually fun part, painting it pink. Or no, it's blue. Now that it's painted white, we're gonna do the fun part, and that's painting it pink and blue. I'm gonna start off with the blue side, which I think I'm gonna do this side this time. Oh, that looks so nice. So this side's gonna be blue, this side's gonna be pink, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with the bottom part. I didn't think this part through. Yellow maybe? The three colors that I use all the time. I kinda like that. It might look a little goofy though, but that's fine. I think I should do it. But first, we're gonna paint the other side pink. Then we're gonna do the bottom yellow. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. I'm actually really happy with that. After this dries, I'm gonna go in and fix some details like the stitching and the eyes. Just change a few things up.
2 hours later.
So now I'm gonna go in and painstakingly paint all these individual little stitches. I'm I'm pretty impressed with how this turned out. It looks really nice, actually. Now, I think I'm gonna make the eye things look more like a metallic color, so I'm gonna have to mask them off. Then I'm gonna spray it with my airbrush. Okay, and that ought to about do it. Let's see how it turned out. No! I peeled all the paint off. That's not good. No. Oh, no, I was so close. I also need to go in and kind of paint this little part. But, you know, no big deal. I'll just go in and touch up all the parts that got kind of ripped off. Easy peasy. I guess acrylic paint doesn't really work too well on this silicone mask? Question mark? Or maybe it didn't stick to the white paint that I used. It didn't work. So there we go. I touched it up and it looks really nice. And I have one more thing I want to do. I want to add these polarized lenses that I glued onto these glasses a while ago. And I want to actually put them on this guy. That way, when I'm outside, I can just turn it and it'll have sunglasses. Or when I'm inside, you know, it's clear. Outside, inside. Now I'm gonna take the tape off very carefully. Okay, now I gotta pop these lenses off. Oh, that was way too easy. I'm just gonna shove them right in there. Wow, okay. So actually, I think I can just put this on it and the lip on the little thing will do the thing. I gotta be really careful not to break the other thing. Oh my gosh. Aha! I managed to get it inside. And, does it still twist? Oh, dang it. It doesn't still twist. That was the most important part. I guess it has to go in this way. And also, I'm messing up all the paint. Oh no. I'm just gonna try and hot glue the lens on. It's for the best, really. And that's 1. And 2. Now I gotta touch it up again. And you know, I'm actually really happy with this. Probably gonna go back and touch it up even more, but you know what? Let's try this bad boy on. Oh yes, this is definitely my color scheme, I'll tell you that. Oh no, oh wait, I forgot I can change these. Oh god, they're so like fogged up from the hot glue that is holding this together. But it's pretty cool because I can change these to go outside. Wow! Let's do a quick dance montage, shall we? Yeah, and also, now I get a fun yellow hat. You like my yellow hat? No, I'm kidding. I think it turned out pretty good. Good job, me. Woo. Okay, guys, I'm actually pretty excited for this one because growing up, this was one of my favorite things. We're gonna be painting a dinosaur head from Jurassic Park. And, even better, mouth opens. Does it really get any better? First things first. Like always, we're gonna give it a nice fresh coat of white. This dinosaur has something that a lot of people want, and that is a clean slate. There we go. Okay, now that we have our dry bones, it could also be Charizard. I did think about making it into Charizard. If you guys want me to make a Pokemon themed mask video, probably be after Halloween, just let me know down in the comments down below. I think that might be a fun thing to do. But for now, we're making this guy into Barney. A very scary looking Barney. And Barney has some very, very white teeth. I'm gonna go ahead and get this silly putty. I'm gonna use this little castle nut to help it stay open. Yes, there we go. That's a lot better than this sunglass case. I'm gonna need to wrap every individual tooth. That's one down. Teeth are all done. Now it's time. Oh, no. Now it's time. Oh my gosh. This thing is not meant to stand up. Now it's time to paint this guy purple. Time to remove some of this silly putty. It's looking like it actually worked. Look how clean that came out. Oh, yes. Look how white these teeth are. Oh, yes, that looks very good. Very nice teeth, if I say so myself. And there we have it. We have ourselves a perfectly good Barney the dinosaur mask. He's a lot more scary than normal, but you know what? That's fine. Well, let's try this bad boy on. Oh yes, a dinosaur if I ever saw one. I'm starting to regret my decision. I should have made Yoshi instead, but you know, why'd I do Barney? I don't even know. Anyway, we're gonna try this bad boy on. There's also a strap that when I open my mouth, it opens as well. Hey guys, I'm Barney. Barney the dinosaur, that's me. Well guys, it looks like I made a perfectly good Barney mask. So I'm gonna have to say that this one works. Okay, so now we have this guy. When I saw this, especially the receding hairline, it automatically made me think of Billy the Puppet from Saw. And I figure if I can make a Toby version, if you guys want to watch the video where I use this in an intro, you can click right over here. But anyway, since that was so easy, I figured painting a mask couldn't be that much more hard, you know? So the first thing I'm gonna do is, just so that I don't ruin the hair, just kind of carefully peel it off. Luckily it was hot glued on, and not very well. It looks like it comes right off, so that's good for us. Oh, it's a completely different mask now. So the first thing I automatically want to do is kind of raise these cheekbones, because Billy has these very large, voluptuous cheekbones, and, you know, this man, he's just lacking in the cheekbone department. So we're just gonna go ahead and fix that with some of these gumball machine balls. You know, I've gone through a lot of these. I go every single morning and I just buy a new gumball, and it really adds up, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and hot glue them right on there. I'm sort of using the hot glue gun to help shape these gumball balls and really conform to the shape of his face, you know, just really using that heat on the gumballs. Now I have to carefully smooth out all this hot glue that I just put all over his face, because we're still trying to make him look freaking creepy, I guess. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but you know, I don't really want to texturize this with the hot glue, so I'm just taking that off, any excess hot glue. Wow, what a masterpiece so far. Look at these cheekbones. Now I'm gonna get some white acrylic paint and just paint his entire face white. So I noticed Billy has these very small eye holes, but you have big eye holes. So I guess the only solution to that is I'm gonna have to tape up these eye holes. Oh man, that's nightmare fuel. And just fill them in with the hot glue gun. Just let it smooth itself out. I'm gonna try and paint as much of this around it while the hot glue actually dries. Dries? I would say dries, but it actually cools. Hot glue doesn't dry. I mean, it solidifies, but hot glue doesn't dry. Okay, now that this is completely painted white, I'm gonna go ahead and drill some eye holes. Real careful. This is gonna be harder than I thought. And I think that the drill might be too much of a tool for this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use a Dremel instead. With a Dremel, you can get a lot more accurate, so that's exactly why we're doing this. Now we draw in the eyes. I'm using this Posca pen because it's a lot more accurate than most of the things that I have. And even then, I'm having a rough time with it. Oh! No! The eye is bleeding. That means I have to repaint it white. Dang you, Posca pen. How could you do this to me? I thought we were friends. I guess it's because I didn't shake it enough. I should have shook you enough. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I fixed the eye. We'll try this again. Okay, Mr. Pen, please don't explode on me again. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't. Now we need to kind of black out the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and use the silly putty method for this one too. Honestly, this makes him look so much more creepy. Pretty crazy actually. Now I'm gonna use this Posca pen to kind of fill in his eye. I don't know how effective the silly putty will be with this. It looks like it was more of a airbrush method, but you know what? I think it might just work. Now hopefully when I remove the silly putty, oh no. That did not work. I tried so hard. It's okay. I'll just have to Sharpie it in, I guess. I don't know how am I supposed to fill this in? This paint pen obviously just isn't very accurate for whatever reason. And it keeps exploding on me. I'm just hoping this paint pen doesn't explode again, because I will literally cry. You know, they look a little goofy. I can't put my finger on it. Well, I guess I technically can. Then we gotta draw his little cheek swirlies. Wow, that looks pretty good. Next, I think I'm gonna work on his teeth. The original Billy puppet doesn't have teeth, but you know, we're gonna make do, and then I'm gonna give him some pretty lipstick. Carefully cover up every single tooth. I don't think I'm gonna have enough silly putty for this. I gotta spread it extra thin. I really need more silly putty. I couldn't find any at the store. They stopped selling silly putty. Apparently all they sell is slime now. Since when did they stop selling silly putty? Honestly, I should just leave the silly putty here. Wow. Just wow. He has no teeth. He has all gums. And to give his gums slash lips a more realistic texture, that's right, we're gonna add more latex. I'm just convinced that latex is really the key to any good realistic looking mask. Well, I guess now that our nightmare fuel is dry, let's hope that the silly putty comes off really smoothly and doesn't peel off all the latex. Oh no. Okay, it's kind of working. Okay, yeah, that worked. Wait, I was gonna spray this. I messed up. I'm gonna go ahead and paint the gums. I think I may have made it a little too watery. This isn't working at all. I'm gonna go in and fill in the teeth. And then the actual Billy the Puppet has his mouth open with just kind of like this little section right here. But our boy, his whole mouth opens. So I'm just gonna go, for the sake of continuity, I guess, paint the lines right down his mouth. Yeah, that's looking pretty similar. Our boy has his teeth showing, so, you know, I think it's original. I've never seen any Billy the Puppet like this. It's a one of a kind, I'll tell you that. I think his eyes could be a little bit more cherry red, so I might go in with some brighter paint and do that. Now, the only thing left to do is to put his hair back on. Wow, this is pretty spooky, not gonna lie. Just gonna hot glue it right on there. And there we go. Wow. Not gonna lie, I think I did a pretty good job on this one. Now let's try it on. Oh boy, I have outdone myself. Look at this. This is so creepy. Okay. Can I get the, oh, this is so itchy. Ah! Does the mouth work? Oh yes. You just have to really put your jaw into when you're talking, you know? I think I did a pretty fantastic job at this, though. Like, look how creepy I look. Hello there, crafters. Anyway. Wow. I did it! Okay guys, going on to a little bit more complicated one. We're gonna do the Joker. Well, I guess it's not technically the Joker. It says Happy Clown. Copyright infringement much? The Jason one was actually just a hockey mask. Anyway, so we're gonna be painting this to look like the Joker. I kind of wish I could cut the nose off, but I don't think that's gonna be possible without having a giant gash in it. I guess I'm gonna have to keep that. The first thing I'm gonna do, because they did it in the video, is paint the face completely white. We're starting completely over from scratch. And to paint it white, I'm actually using this premium chalky paint. Yeah, now it's completely white. Well, I'm gonna let this dry and then we'll get to painting it.
2 very boring minutes later.
So now we have to bring this clown back to life. So I'm gonna use this sand colored paint for kind of his skin tone, and I'm just gonna go all over and spray his face down. Not looking bad. That actually kind of looks like real skin tone a little bit too. I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit and then we're gonna work on his teeth. It looks like I'm gonna be your dentist today, sir.
20 minutes later.
Before we do that, I actually added just a little bit of red in the sand colored paint. He was looking a little bit pale there, so I just kind of wanted to give him a little bit color on his cheeks before I started painting all the white on. So now we're gonna be working on this guy's teeth. They used silly putty. They just put it right over his lips. That way, when they go to spray it, it won't get on the lips. It'll just get on the teeth. And that's the goal that we're going for. I wouldn't have even done this if I didn't watch the video. Glad I came upon this video. Thank you so much, YouTube algorithm. Serving me up some good old tasty vids. Using my X-Acto knife to kind of really push it into the crevices so that I just get his teeth. And then it looks like they used a very yellowy white for the teeth, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of white and a little bit of this bright yellow. I don't know if this is the proper way to do this or not. I'm mixing it right inside of this little bowl that it comes with. Oh gosh. Oh, I got it on my mask. That is not what I wanted to do. Maybe the tiniest bit of red, just to sort of give it the littlest tinge of like brown in his teeth. That's not the color I was going for. Can I fix this? Here we go. Let's try this. I think I failed on the mission a little bit. Maybe I should just go for yellow. Oh gosh. I forgot to put the cap back on. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Scary Clown Man. Maybe this time. I'll start off with white, and then I'll add the yellow afterwards. This This kind of has that like Thousand Island color. I think this is more of what we're going for instead of that bright yellow. Now we're going to carefully remove the silly putty. That turned out pretty decent actually. Got a little bit of mustard there on your chin there, buddy. And then it looks like they just kind of went in with the acrylic paint and just started like rushing it onto his teeth. Oh, I think I messed up. Oh! We go in with just a little bit of black, outlined the outside of his teeth, and then just kind of use your finger to mess up the teeth like that. I guess this is just how he blends it. Yeah, teeth look okay. I'm not super proud of them. Now we're going to go on to the face paint. I'm gonna go in with our chalk paint, just sort of brush it on. Okay, so now we're gonna put some more putty inside of his teeth. Yeah, that looks about good. Now to give him his smile. You wanna know how he got these scars? Well, now to give him his smile. Wanna know how he got these scars? Now I'm gonna try and remove the silly putty. I hope I don't mess up what I just did. Oh! That looks pretty sick. Just a little touch up. Now I'm gonna fill in the shading on his eyes. One of the last things I have to paint on this is the hair. I kind of want to start his hair off with like a brown. Then I'll try and kind of paint the green on top of it. And I'm going to try to do sort of like a gradient with the green. And then I kind of want to go in and add some highlights to this to really make the hair sort of like pop out in some places. The final touch. Can't be a clown without your bright red nose, am I right? Wow. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed with how this one turned out too. It looks like a legitly painted Halloween mask. The skin looks very realistic. I chose a really good color for that. And the teeth. Oh, look at those teeth. Anyway, let's try it on. This is pretty scary looking. Turned out pretty good. So this is what mine look like, and this is what theirs look like. I definitely like the Heath Ledger Joker better than this Joker. Anyway, let's go on to the last one. Okay, so next we're gonna do this full gas mask. I kind of want to give it almost like a Fallout look. So in order to do that, I'm gonna find a bunch of random stuff, hot glue it on, and paint it all to make it look good. Anyway, let's go find some random stuff to glue on this guy. Let's see, what do I got around here? No, sandbags. Oh, here we go. Yes! Something like this. Anything in here? Oh gosh. A 9-volt battery maybe? Let's try my garage. Ooh, these look promising. Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I just lost it. It's gone forever now. These random boxes seem promising. Oh, and very heavy. Oh, gosh. Oh, guys. We have hit the mother lode of random things. Yeah, maybe one of these. Or maybe one of those. Oh, definitely a couple of these. Oh, these are... Oh, my gosh. Okay, so now that we have our supplies that we're gonna use to kind of glue onto this mask and decorate it, I'm gonna put it off to the side for a second and take off the tag. That's the first step. Next, I'm actually going to paint this later, so I'm gonna mask off anything I don't want to get painted, which is basically just these guys right here. I'm gonna go in with my X-Acto knives and just kind of clean them up a little bit. Should just easily come off. There we go. Missed a spot right here. That looks better. That should do. Then I'm gonna get some of this tubing from my fog machine and attach it to like these parts of the mask, or maybe even this part. I kind of like the idea of having it here. Just have it go through the forehead. I think I'm gonna have one tube come out and then maybe put something at the bottom here. That's even a little long. Yeah, let's do this. Ooh, I just found these tubes as well. I kind of want to have one like go to a forehead and then come down to the mouth. I don't know, just have it go in and out all sorts of crazy places. Go ahead and glue it right on there. So I actually went back and cut the tube at sort of like an angle. When it sits on the mask, it sits nice and flat, just like that. See, you gotta re-glue this in place. It's not too bad. Let's do the other side now. now. Very nice. Ooh, I like that. This kind of looks like a thing, or maybe something like this. Boop-a-doop. Can we take this weird bolt nut thing, and I'm gonna attach it to this garden hose attachment for you to turn it on and off, but it doesn't look like it'll fit this way, so I'm gonna have to cut this. A little screw right here. I'm gonna try using my little Dremel tool. So I decided I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Ah, what am I doing wrong? I didn't clamp it down good enough. This is one resilient screw. And it flew off. But, you know what? Mission accomplished. So we took that off, go ahead and apply a bunch of hot glue to this, and then we add our little guy. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of hot glue all around that, just to make sure it stays on. Put a little bit of hot glue on this part, then we shove this right in there. Oh gosh, it's falling apart. Oh! This whole thing is just a representation of my life. Oh my gosh. Falling apart every minute. Now I'm gonna hot glue this weird pipe thing onto the mask right here. Yeah, that's nice and on there now. Next, I'm gonna add these little knobby guys. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put them kind of right here. And to do that, I'm simply just gonna drill a hole and kind of just stick them in. There we go. Now the other one. Looking pretty good. Then I got this kind of turny knob thing. I thought this would be fun maybe off to the side over here. Screw that back on. Now I'm gonna take whatever the heck this is and combine it with whatever the heck this is. Hot glue that right on. We're gonna stick this right on his forehead. I think we're all set to paint. So before I start painting, these guys just keep falling off. So I think I'm just gonna put these on afterwards. You know what would actually be easier than trying to hot glue these on? Drilling a hole and just sticking the tube in there. And now I'm gonna take them back out because I actually want to maybe put some green stuff in these. Just make it look like there's green liquid going through this guy's face. And now we finally get to painting. So a lot of the Fallout masks that I'm finding are kind of like silver like this. I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of silver and this gold paint and maybe a little bit of brown so that I get kind of like this metal shade. Mix, mix, mix. So I think that's kind of what we're going for. Here we go. Whoa! I already like this color. Now I'm gonna go in and carefully paint this tube thing, kind of like this goldish brown color. And while this is drying, I'm gonna put it off to the side, and we're gonna fill these guys up with some green liquid. I don't know how well this is gonna work. I'm hoping that it will just peacefully go through. Just tap that down so it just goes all the way through the tube. Yes, perfect. Now if I could conserve some of this and put it in the other tube, that would be great. Now I'm gonna let these dry for a little bit. I'm gonna wipe them off so that all this green stuff isn't on the outside of the tube. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the tape. Then I'm gonna take a red Posca pen, flip this bad boy over. I'm gonna fill this in with red. Yes! And I wanna fill in the yellow on the filters. So I feel like this mask actually looks a little too perfect, so I'm gonna paint it a little bit more. But I'm gonna mix some silver and black together. And there we go! But there's one more step. And that is to add his little slime tubes. Boobity boop. And a boobity boop. And I'm all done. Now let's try it on. Low key, I just noticed this. It kind of looks like Ant-Man. I mean, it's not that far off. Maybe I should make an Ant-Man costume next time. It definitely has potential. Anyway, let's try it on. I literally can't see. I scratched a little bit of the paint out of the eyes. Kind of helped my vision. So this is what it looks like, and this is what it started as. I think it looks really cool. It's not very comfortable to wear. Down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about it. I'm curious to know if you guys like it or not. Okay guys, so here's our alien boy. I filled him with some plastic bags. That way it would stay kind of sturdy. Now, normal aliens, sorry, I don't wanna say there are such a thing as normal aliens, but how people usually perceive aliens, they are actually green. So I think I'm going to paint this guy to be green. Maybe give him some cool galaxy forehead stuff, you know, just really get in there and just, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, right? So let's just jump in and start painting this bad boy green. Normally I would put a base coat, but you know what? I'm feeling confident. Okay, so this guy turned out pretty green. Now I'm gonna go in and kind of add like some blue veins on the side of his head. So I'm gonna go in and be very, very careful here. Now I'm gonna tape off his eyes so that I don't get paint all over what I just painted. I'm gonna make these eyes white just to kind of give it like a base layer. Now I'm gonna attempt to try and make these eyes into a galaxy. I just want a galaxy in his eyes. Yes. Add a little bit of blue. And then using this technique that I learned from my friend Cassandra, you guys can check out that video right here. We basically paint a bunch of like prosthetic makeup and it looks really cool. But anyway, what she does is she gets the paintbrush and she cuts it like that. And then she gets the paint and just kind of does this with it. I ended up getting some on the alien, but it's okay, I'll touch that up afterwards. Then I'm gonna go in with some white. Oh, that was way too much. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we carefully peel back the eyes. And it turned out much cleaner than I had hoped. It actually kind of looks like a little galaxy. Mission failed successfully. And just to kind of go with the blood theme, I'm gonna give this guy some blood splatter as well. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about that, but I mean, it makes it look pretty cool still. Well, let's try this bad boy on. Ooh, spooky. I gotta take all the bags out. Oh yes, what a fine looking specimen. I'm gonna put this guy on my head. Yeah! Oh my gosh, it's so loud in here. I think I did a pretty decent job on the alien. So this is what it looked like originally, and this is what it looked like now. What do you think? Did I make it look pretty different? I think I did a good job, right? Down in the comments down below, tell me, do you guys believe in aliens? After 2021, I believe in anything now, honestly. Also, let me know what you guys think about this mask. I think going green was a good call. Okay, so here's our mask, and our first order of business is to paint the eyes. Okay guys, so the camera stopped recording when I was painting the eyes and adding details. Now it looks like this, not great. Now we're gonna paint the skin green, like an ogre. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Okay guys, this is how it turned out. I'm not super proud of it. I think I could have done better. It's like a 50-eyed ogre. Started out feeling cheap, and it feels slightly less cheap now. Anyway, let's try this bad boy on. Oh yes, it fits like a glove. But can I dance in it? Okay guys, so this is how it started, and this is how it turned out. It's definitely not as impressive as the last two masks. You know what? I tried my best, okay? I wasn't sure exactly how I'd make this better. Okay guys, so this last one isn't really a mask. It's actually a crown. It's a very cheap crown that I got from Spirit Halloween. I have been wanting to decorate myself a crown because you know what? I'm the frickin' craft king, okay? And I don't have a crown. So we're gonna fix that right now. The first thing I'm gonna do is take out this padding, you know? I'm not a soft boy. I don't need a soft surface touching my head. You know, it's looking pretty good. And I'm gonna be painting it, so in order to make the paint stick, I'm gonna have to sand it down a bit. I'm using very fine sandpaper. I used lower grit sandpaper in one of the last masks, and I completely scratched it up. And I regret using such a heavy grit. So I'm just using, I think this is 1,500. That might be a little bit too high. But you know, we're just trying to scuff up the paint a little bit, just so that like, when I actually go to paint this guy, the paint sticks, you know? Now that this is nice and scratched up, I'm gonna take off these jewels. There we go. Now we're gonna get to painting. A boobity boop. Okay guys, so I ran out of spray paint, and there's definitely still some places that could be painted. So, you guessed it, break out my airbrush. Okay guys, now I want to go in and paint these little squiggly guys blue. Oh yes, one down, a bunch more to go. You know what? I'm actually gonna go in and completely fill these in. Oh yes, beautiful! Infinity signs. I am forever the king. The craft king. Now I want to go in and add something to these little guys. I think I'm gonna add some nuts. Fun fact guys, these are called castle nuts. So the castle is gonna be on top of my crown. But before I do that, I kind of want to paint them gold. Let's do this. 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 Okay guys, I went ahead and put all of them on, and it turns out I'm missing one! So I guess I'll just take the one on off the back. Who's gonna know? I'm sure I'll find that random castle nut around here somewhere, but for now, this is looking pretty good. Then I want to go in and fill this in with silver, I think. All these little guys. Look how much more fancy that looks. It's gonna take a while though, because I have to painstakingly paint each individual one. Yeah, I'm really feeling the silver. I think it really pulls the crown together. So I'm also gonna do this part silver as well, and all these little guys. Okay guys, and the very last thing that I'm gonna do to this crown, I'm gonna put on a bunch of googly eyes right on these guys. It's mostly because not just am I the craft king, I'm also an omnipotent king, and I see everything. And that's why I'm gonna have googly eyes just completely surrounding my crown to show my omnipotence, of course. And there we go. I now have complete omnipotence. I can see everything, everywhere, every craft that there ever was. I've seen it all. But I think I did a fantastic job. Now it's time to try it on. Oh yes, every king needs a crown. The craft king is here. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a crown deserving of the craft king? I can see everything with my omnipotence. Anyway guys, oh, I stepped on my Barney mask. Well, yeah, consider me the craft king. Fantastic job, if I do say so myself.